So I was sorry, I needed more space on my phone, so here I am. And so what I was saying is that there is a way to make the display even sharper, but this is a trick, and it is called ultra vivid. And so you can put it on low, medium, or high, and it kind of sharpens the image by maybe making more contrast even. So this isn't perfect. This is a way to get around this sharpness problem. On medium, well, medium is nice, but when you're close from the display, it feels a little bit weird. So I usually put it on low. But here, I think I have selected. Medium. All right. Let's try it in game. So the problem of this is that the dock, the Switch is in docked mode, and this is with the official dock. So the Switch is actually running or rendering the game at 1080p, and because it needs the original dock with the original charger for it to overclock and run at high speed to run these games 1080p. So we are at 1080p upscaled to 1440p with the Mclassic, and the problem is it is like a display. The sound is coming from the HDMI output of the dock, or you can use the jack connector from the Switch. The landscape board also has a jack. All right. So I need to add speakers. Here they are, speakers to the dock. But I haven't done it. I haven't had the time to do it. Alright. So here it is, 1440p. .1080 and 1080p. Maybe you can see the difference, but it is hard. I think here you can see it even more from the line. The Mclassic do a better job of this type of stuff. Maybe it's not showing, but yeah. So it is a weird feeling because more resolution, you should have more details, and this is not exactly what we have, because we cannot more easily see what the poster, the say for example this the texture isn't better, so it is not a straight up upscale, but considering it is the same size of the Switch, we can see that there is a big improvement going with the Mclassic. So in Zelda Breath of the Wild, when you are in your backpack with all your stuff, you can see a better render of Zelda of Link. Sorry, so because the game is is rendered with more detail. So that's originally why I did this project, only to play Zelda Breath of the Wild, because in the backpack the texture were awful, and the game is actually nice in 1080p. Also, another problem is that because it is in docked mode, you cannot play with the controller attached to the dock. So this is a bit complicated for it to be a viable thing to do. Yeah, I don't think I have batteries anymore. Alright. So this display gets even brighter than the Switch. So, and consumes a lot of power, but you don't need more than what the Nintendo Nintendo charger can give you. Alright, so as you can hear, the fan is still running. I have to unplug it to stop. So this is a 12 volt double bearing fan, which runs at 5 volts. So it doesn't make a lot of noise, but still. Right. This was the hardest job, to solder the HDMI cable to those tiny dots. You can see these are two HDMI ports. Okay. So, also, when you use the HDMI that came from the Mclassic, I can only get a 720p output out of this port, because we are not supposed to split HDMI this way. Here, this is an HDMI in to use the display as a monitor. As you can see, the jack from the landscape board, but this is bad quality because it came from the HDMI, and the landscape board doesn't have a good DAC, audio DAC. So I prefer to use that one, and you have more control of the volume. It is kind of janky, but it took me already too much time to do, and I will not be able to continue this project, sadly. So I hope you can appreciate what I tried to do. As you can see, I had to do to make everything. That thing holds it in place, hold the buttons in place. Perfect. No play. Yeah. Here is the Mclassic. And because it gets a little bit hot, you have to get to let the heatsink on it. This is a janky solution that I for the heatsink to stay in place, but yeah. And here's the adapter board that I was talking about for the LS060 R1XX. Alright. Thanks for watching, and see you. Bye.